Earth's life support systems are flashing red. A new global study finds 60% of the planet's land has already surpassed the limits needed to sustain healthy ecosystems. This isn't just a distant threat. Our most untouched regions are now feeling the strain. But here's where it gets controversial. Are we watching the fabric of our natural world unravel? Or is there still time to make a difference? The research conducted by scientists at the renowned Potsdam Institute for Climate Impact Research offers a rare health check for our planet. By combining two powerful global indicators, they discovered that over half of Earth's land area now operates outside safe environmental conditions, with 38% already in high-risk territory. This means that these areas have entered zones where ecological collapse becomes far more likely, not overnight, but over decades, as nature's ability to regulate climate, nurture biodiversity, and provide critical services is weakened. The concept behind these alarming numbers is called planetary boundaries. Think of them as safety rails for our environment, thresholds that, when respected, keep Earth stable and hospitable for humanity. These boundaries span 9 essential domains, including climate, biodiversity, oceans, nutrient cycles, and freshwater supplies. None are more vital than climate change and biosphere integrity, the foundational pillars supporting all others. What exactly does biosphere integrity mean? Imagine the symphony of life in forests, grasslands, and wetlands, the plants, animals, and countless microorganisms working together to keep habitats thriving. Unlike climate change, which scientists can track globally through carbon dioxide measurements, biosphere health varies dramatically from place to place, making it trickier to monitor and protect. And this is the part most people miss. To measure the health of nature, the study uses two main tools. 1. HANPPHol, Human Appropriation of Net Primary Production Holocene Baseline. This evaluates the share of nature's annual productivity, think plant growth and the foundation of food chains, that humans claim through activities like farming and logging. 2. EcoRisk. This tracks how much ecosystems have drifted from their natural states, considering changes in land cover and the cycles of carbon, nitrogen, and water. These indicators were mapped out globally, year by year, all the way from 1600 to the present, using sophisticated vegetation models. Each data point covers roughly 34 miles north to south. Historically, even in the 1600s, signs of stress were emerging in regions like Europe, India, China, and the eastern U.S. due to centuries-old agriculture. But here's where it gets truly eye-opening. Around 1900, humanity's demand for fertile land exploded, and the proportion of nature's productivity we took for ourselves blew past safe thresholds. Mostly due to massive agricultural expansion in places like North America and Eurasia. By that time, roughly 37% of land had crossed local ecological boundaries. Fast forward to today, and 60% of global land is over the edge, with 38% at high risk. It's not just farming driving this change anymore. While agriculture remains a major force, intensive land use in Europe, Asia, and North America leaving few untouched areas. The study finds remote places, like the Arctic and the Tibetan Plateau, are now unraveling mainly due to climate change. Warming temperatures, shifting rainfall, and nitrogen pollution from oil and coal are quietly upending ecosystems far from cities and farms. But is it fair to blame climate change alone? Or are there other hidden drivers? Why should anyone care? When ecosystems tip past these boundaries, it's not just wildlife paying the price. Nature services like insects pollinating food crops, wetlands purifying water, healthy soils and forests storing carbon, and meadows regulating floods and droughts all become unreliable. If we lose those, the costs mount up fast. Higher spending, greater risk, and more frequent disaster. Temperate regions, especially grasslands and forests in Europe and North America, are the hardest hit. Showing the highest boundary crossings, tropical rainforests and boreal forests, mainly in less populated zones, remain more intact, though even they face pressures from logging, farming, and climate shifts. Here's something rarely highlighted. Instead of just global averages, this research gives us detailed local maps of risk. These maps can help governments and local communities zero in on conservation hotspots, guiding decisions on where to act. For instance, areas scoring high on the HANPPHol scale might need urgent reforms in agricultural practices, while high EcoRisk in lightly used lands signals a need to tackle climate impacts more creatively. Don't be fooled into thinking Earth is on an irreversible path. The safest space for our land ecosystems may be shrinking, but not all hope is lost. The researchers emphasize urgency, not despair. The earlier we restore damaged areas and support sustainable agriculture, the better chance we have to reverse trends. Targeted action is required. Restoring natural habitats, rethinking farming systems, and battling climate change head-on. But here's a controversial take. Are our current conservation strategies truly enough? Or do we need to rethink the very way we interact with nature itself? At the end of the day, this study acts as both warning and guide. Remediation is still possible, but only if we act smartly and soon. Don't forget, every crisis we prevent starts with a single informed choice. So, do you agree we're moving fast enough to reclaim Earth's safe space? Or do you worry we're still missing the big picture? Share your thoughts below. Let's get the debate started. Disclaimer, this summary is based on peer-reviewed research. For deeper details, consult the original scientific publication. Key study facts. Scientists mapped two indicators, HANPPH and EcoRisk. For every year since 1600, using the LPJML vegetation model, at a resolution of 0.5 degrees times 0.5 degrees. They validated results against 10 separate biosphere integrity datasets. They found 60% of the planet's land breaches safe boundaries now, compared to 37% by 1900. 38% is in high-risk territory. Most severe crossings are in Europe, Asia, North America. Even wild regions are now stressed due to climate change. The data is model-based, not purely observational, and doesn't capture all small-scale landscape processes. Further refinements in thresholds and methodology are needed, funded by several scientific and environmental institutions. Authors report no conflicts of interest, full publication, breaching planetary boundaries. Over half of global land area suffers critical losses in functional biosphere integrity. By Fabian Stenzel and colleagues. One Earth, August 2025.